The excitement is palpable. There's a lot of
Right.
Mandalorian merch, a lot of Star Wars merch in the background. How are
That's
you,
great.
how are you feeling?
I'm equally excited. I mean, there's so much work that goes into bringing a show like ours together, and there's so many incredibly creative people that love this and love Star Wars and put in crazy hours to make it all come to life. So to be here at this point where it's done, where it's going out into the world, is exciting. It's daunting, It's a little nerve wracking, but I'm so happy and so proud of what we've done, and can't wait for the couple of days for everyone to see it.
And so tell me a little bit about Din Djarin's journey in season 3 and his evolution from, the character we first saw walk into that cantina in episode 1, season
Yeah,
1.
I think from the moment Din Djarin took on this bounty, it's in ways big and small changed him as a character, and also changed his ideas and started to change his ideas on what it means to be Mandalorian. And so I think season 3 continues that evolution of him as a character. But now that as we begin, he took off his helmet on 2 occasions during in season 2 to reveal his face, and we're sort of in this place of him having to deal with the ramifications of that, especially within the covert that took him in. And then you have with Grogu another choice, and this choice he made to go back to Mando and sort of be reunited with Din Djarin. And so now you have a more permanence to this relationship, which up until now has just been transient. He's just been taking him where he needs to go, whether it's as a bounty or as to the Jedi. It was always about I'm your caretaker, but it's a temporary thing. And now we're here in this place where this is now more permanent. And what does that mean, both in their relationship, but then also what does it mean for Din Djarin? What does it mean in terms of, again, what it is to be a Mandalorian? So I think all of that's on the table and up for exploration, but it is that continual evolution of Din Djarin as a character in this relationship.
And in terms of Grogu, his insane popularity as a character, the internet memes. How do you explain it? How do you explain just how Grogu's become this pop cultural phenomenon around the world?
I don't know if I can explain it. I just know that there's something about the character that is so. There's an innocence. There's also just a sense that he's the kind of character in literature and storytelling that sort of makes other people change around him, and of course he's on his own journey that we've witnessed, but there's something about how he's affected the lives of those who have come across him. And I think that, coupled with the time that we're living, there's something very sort of elemental about him, and also I think this relationship, because they're so different, and how this character whose task was to take this bounty and deliver it, how it changed him in such incredible ways. I think we are attached to and fascinated by. But there's, I can't exactly explain it, except that there's something about the character and the time and the moment that just felt right. And you can never plan for anything like that, but somehow everything aligned in a way that this character and this relationship really resonated. It's been great to see.
Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy.
Yeah, lightning in a bottle. That's what it is with Grogu.
Yeah.
And so in season 3, it's looking at the trailer, it seems like we're going to see more of Grogu kind of coming into his power, developing his abilities, whatever that might be. Is that the way it's going to go? He's going to become a more active participant in some of these adventures?
Well, look, I think one of the initial sort of inspirations for this relationship was Lone Wolf and Cub, and those initial books and films. And so the idea that you can have this young child with a bounty hunter or with someone like Din Djarin who's living the kind of life that he lives, obviously this kid's going to see a lot and has to get up on his own 2 feet pretty soon. So I think this season, because there is more of a permanence of what this is, where these characters, have to really come to terms with that. And I think and clearly Grogu knew what he was getting into. He had a choice. He could have chose to stay or go go back to Din Djarin, and he's seen enough to know what that means. So I think he knows and we know that this means he has to be more of a part of these adventures with Mando, and not just someone being pulled along. So I think the trailer certainly hints to some of that, but he's going to be there as part of Mando's life now in a more permanent and very real way, and we know that's not always going to be clean. So.
Yeah. Life with Mando means lots of snacks. I think that's what Grogu.
Yeah, that too.
And tell me about Pedro Pascal in the lead role. He's so fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Pedro is such an incredible actor, and to me that was what was so exciting as the idea of this came together and the casting started coming together, and John let me know that Pedro was his first choice, and that's who they were going after and hopefully getting, and then it all happened. I was a big fan of his work even before everything that's happened for him over the past few years, and I think there was something, because of who Mando was as a character and where we were going to meet him at the very beginning, you needed someone who was going to be able to have a heart, have something that makes us want to stick with this guy, even though everything about his presentation when we first meet him should tell us otherwise. And there's just a way about even just the creation of the voice and the creation of how Mando is, how he speaks, how he moves, that Pedro was such a part of defining. And I think that's what we've continued to expand upon. But I think his contribution to this, along with all of the talent that helps to bring Mando to life, really serves the character. And I think that's what I've always loved when I work with him, is just how much that is central to what he does and how he thinks about the role, but how he thinks about art and storytelling in general.
Thank you so much for the chat and for the show as well. Congratulations to you all. It's brought so much joy to people around the world. Me and my 11-year-old daughter watch it religiously. She learned to play the theme song on the flute.
Oh my goodness.
So we have a lot of fun with the show. All the best
great.
for season 3. It's going to be a wild ride, no doubt.
Yes, it will. And thank you so much.
This is the way.